Hi everybody, Casey Zander here. This is 5 ways that masculine men demonstrate pre-selection without even using very much effort. If you can make all of these things look nonchalant, like they just happened, or like you're just existing and this just is, even more bonus points for you. This is going to be way easier. So all 5 of these are very important. Some of these are going to be more important when it comes to short-term dating. Others are going to be more important when it comes to long-term dating, but nevertheless, all of these are very important. Point number 5, the 5th point, is going to be the most important. This is the strongest form of pre-selection, and I'm going to show you why. So number 1, okay, first and foremost, an amazing form of pre-selection, or one way that a masculine man demonstrates pre-selection, is by looking good, being in good shape, and appealing to the female lens of attraction. So a man has to understand this right here. In 2025, having good looks, this alone is a form of status, or being in really good shape, being very lean, okay, having aesthetics in some way, shape, or form, this is a form of status. This is something that you almost have to do. You have to be aware of this because online dating is more prevalent than ever. In 2025, you need to be in good shape. You need to be in good shape. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts. In 2025, you have to be in good shape. Online dating is becoming more and more prevalent. More and more women are using online dating. Because of that, the men that are getting the most right swipes are the top 10% of men typically. Because of that, what a woman sees, okay, is her idea of the type of man that she wants or that she gravitates towards. And even though in the real world, not every man is looking that way, or other men have great characteristics also that would be great for companionship, that's what she's seeing repetitively as she's right swiping or left swiping. This is really important. So what I advise all of you to do is unlock your primal essence. Strength training is so important. Being strong is very important, okay? Men who look capable and strong and able to protect will do better. Which means that men who look not capable of protecting will always be at the disadvantage compared to men who look jacked, who look strong, or who look overall lean and healthy and aesthetic, okay? If you can look healthy and lean and in good shape, this is going to serve you for the rest of your life in your dating life. Now, number 2, the second way that you demonstrate pre-selection would be having other women that are very attractive after you, okay? Or even potentially following you on social media. So this is what you have to know, or this is what you have to understand about female nature and the mindset of a woman. Women naturally compete for the same men. Okay, so there's certain men at the top of a specific hierarchy, whether that be looks or a certain type of status or charm or charisma or whatever. Something about that guy's personality she gravitates to. Okay, so women naturally compete for the same men. Now, what that means is they secretly will be jealous of each other, okay? Jealous of each other's husbands or boyfriends, okay? Despite acting like they're friends. This is something that you have to know, or that you have to understand about women, is they're constantly comparing what their friends have or what other women have compared to them. And it could be a relationship, it could be life experiences, it could be life experiences facilitated through that relationship because of the resources that that man has access to. Regardless, this is something you have to be aware of. So a man that is in a long-term relationship, or let's say a woman who knows that another woman thinks that that guy is very attractive, this instantly raises his perceived value, this instantly raises his perceived sexual market value, and her desire goes up. Okay, what you have to understand is once you have a woman in your dating life, it's easier to keep attracting women. When you don't have any options, that's when it's the hardest. That's why with point number 1, being in good shape and making yourself attractive to begin with when it comes to a physique and like primal essence standpoint is so drastically important. That's point number 2, okay? The third way that a masculine man demonstrates pre-selection would be any form of an attitude that appears to be disagreeable. If you show that you have backbone, if you show that you're slightly disagreeable, if you show that you're willing to state your own opinions and your own beliefs, let's say you're willing to communicate and just say what's on your mind, this is going to drastically raise your SMV. So bonus points if you can even say the things that you want to say with a nonchalant tone. If you can be slightly disagreeable to another person's belief or opinion, and you can say that belief that you have with a nonchalant tone, like you don't care if they have a positive reaction to what you just said or a negative, this is like the sweet spot, because this woman essentially knows, like on a core level, on a primal level, that guys who appear super nice and are people pleasers do not get laid. This is what they know, okay? So this is what you have to understand. You have to be willing, okay, to say what you believe and to say what you want. And what tends to happen is, since this type of guy has the demeanor or the attitude where he's not always just willing to go with the flow, okay, this could be anything that has to do with life that's important, or even something not so important. Something as simple as, hey, telling her, no, let's do this instead of doing this. Let's go and do this instead of this thing. Let's go here instead of going there. Being able to say no in general always signals that you have good game. It signals that you're a strong man. It signals strength. It signals backbone. Very important to understand this. That's point number 3. Now, point number 4, another way that you start to develop pre-selection, okay, would be her knowing that you have had at least one long-term relationship. I cannot stress how important this is right here. Not her knowing that you slept with a bunch of women. This right here, knowing that you had at least one long-term relationship, this is so drastically important. One long-term relationship lets her know that another woman saw real survival value in you, and that hypergamy was satisfied to some degree for her to stick with you for at least a period of time or a duration of time. It's so important to understand this. One long-term relationship lets her know that to some degree, on some level, you probably provided resources, competency, strength, and confidence overall. And because of that, you already attracted a woman, and you proved that you have success of being able to maintain some form of a relationship. This is so drastically important with point number 4. Now, what you also have to know is this. You obviously had something going for yourself, or you provided some type of value. Like, some value was there. I don't know what it was, but if you did have a long-term relationship, there was some value there in general, okay? One long-term relationship a lot of times can even work better than a woman just, let's say, knowing that you slept with a bunch of women, okay? Because this actually can signal long-term competency, resources, strength, confidence, like inner traits, where she might want to consistently keep pursuing you. So that's important to understand with point number 4. Point number 5, in my opinion, should be blatantly obvious, but this is never talked about. This is my personal belief. This is my personal opinion. Having kids. Okay, point number 5, having kids. There is no higher form of SMV, or there is no higher form of pre-selection, in my opinion, than having kids. And here's why. This shows that your genetics carried on, okay? That a woman slept with you and had your child. This shows that you already procreated. Okay, so think about that. If you can also take care of your children, provide resources, okay, also make sure that the home is stable, things of that nature, this shows that you're stable. A lot of times, even whether you're still with that woman in that relationship or not, what you're obviously going to find is that women will notice that you have a kid or you're a parent, and because of that, you'll notice that women love to compete. So this right here with point number 5, this is like the highest form of pre-selection. If you already have a kid, if you're a father, obviously you met a woman and you were a good enough fit where she wanted to have your child. This is obviously a form of pre-selection, but this is not talked about nearly enough. If you like this video, I advise you to do one thing. I made a community for you. It's called Headman Nation. I'm helping men learn, understand, and master the language of women. You can check that out. It's in the link in the description below. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.